numbers of small households. We need to cater for a range of people living in a range of different housing options. It's more than just housing we're planning for, it's the infrastructure that supports it. 5,000 new street trees every year, sustainable environmental practices, green open space, and better shopping strips. We're also working to make it easier for you to find out information and let us know your views on new development. Moreland is our home. One community, proudly diverse.
İsmim Cemal Akdeniz. Avustralya'ya 1974 yılında geldim ve ilk yerleştiğim bölgelerden bir tanesi Brunswick. Mayoral bölgesi Türklerin yoğun olarak oturmuş olduğu bir bölgeydi. Bu bölgeye yerleşmemize neden oldu. Tabii ki ilk geldiğimizde dil bilmiyoruz. Bu nedenle dilimizi konuşan insanlarla beraber olmaktan daha doğal bir şey yoktu. O nedenle buraya geldik. Mayoral bölgesinde ilk banka memurları Türkçe bilen elemanlar bulundurmaktaydı. Bankaya gider, gaz ödemelerimizi vesaire bilmediğimiz konularda bize çok yardımları dokundu. Bunlar toplumun diğer bölgelerinde oturan Türk toplumunun da Brunswick ve Coburg bölgesine gelmesine büyük imkan sağladı. Erkekler ağır sanayide çalışma durumuna gitmiştik. Daha fazla para kazanmak için. Bu bölgede çok tekstil fabrikaları vardı. Eşlerimizde birçoğu tekstil ve yiyecek atölyelerinde, fabrikalarında çalışması için bu bölge bizim tercihimiz olmuştu. Morland'da geldiğimizde en sevdiğimiz yer Cemal Dayı'nın kahvesi diye bir yer vardı. O kahvenin içerisinde çorba, berber, her şey mevcuttu. O zaman City'ye gittiğiniz zaman saat 5'te, 6'da her taraf kapalı oluyordu. Biz yine bölgemize geldiğimizde Mayoral bölgesine işte Türk kahveleri açık oluyordu geç vakit kadar. Orada da arkadaşlarımızla oturup sohbet ederdik, muhabbet ederdik. Biz ilk geldiğimiz zamanlarda bölgede sosyal, kültürel ağırlıklarımızı yönlendirmek için de 1985 yılında Mayoral Türk Derneği olarak bir derneğimiz oluştu. Bu dernek ilk başladığında spor aktiviteleri, daha sonraki dönemlerde de kültür değerlerimizin Avustralya toplumlarıyla, Avustralya kültürleriyle daha iç içe yaşamamız için entegre olma yönüne büyük gayret gösterdik. Ve burada da biz dernek olarak başarılı olduğumuzu düşünüyorum. Mayoral bölgesine geldiğim için de kendimi çok şanslı
Gentlemen, my name is Grant Thorne and I'm the Acting Chief Executive Officer at Moreland City Council. It is my pleasure to welcome you to tonight's council meeting. Members of the gallery, please note this council meeting is being recorded and web streamed live to council's website and Facebook. This recording will also be available on video on demand. Gallery attendees are advised they may be recorded during the meeting. Moving to the formal part of the meeting, councillors, is there a nomination for interim chairperson?
I'd like to nominate Councillor Kavanagh, please.
Is there a seconder for that? Councillor O'Reilly? All those in favour? All those against? I declare Councillor Kavanagh the interim chairperson.
Thank you, Acting Chief Executive Officer. I wish to acknowledge that this meeting is being held on the lands of the Wurundjeri people. We acknowledge them as the traditional owners of the land and the waterways. We'd like to pay our respect to their elders, past and present and emerging, as well as all First Nations communities who significantly contribute to the life of this area, and elders of other communities who might be with us tonight. I'd also like to acknowledge some distinguished guests who are here. We have a number of former mayors, Mark Higginbotham, I acknowledge you. I believe Joe Ficara accepted, and also Joe Caputo. We welcome them. We also have some members of Parliament here. We have the Federal Member for Wills, Peter Khalil. Thank you for coming. And your Secretary, Anne Mitcham. We have the State Leader of the Greens, Dr. Samantha Ratnam, also a former Mayor of Moreland. So Dr. Samantha Ratnam, MLC, thank you for being here. And Tim Reid, the State Member for Brunswick. Thank you also for joining us tonight. I apologise if I've missed anyone. And of course I welcome every member of the Moreland community who's here with us tonight to witness the election of the next Mayor. I'd like to introduce the councillors who are in attendance tonight. I stand for my right, Councillor Natalie Abood, Councillor Sue Bolton, Councillor Anna-Olivia Carley-Hannon, Councillor Helen Davidson, Councillor Jess Dorney, Councillor Ali O'Farnley, Councillor Dale Martin, Councillor Mark Riley, Councillor Lambros Tapanos, and Councillor Oscar Yildiz JP, and myself, Councillor John Kavanagh. Our officers in attendance. To my left we have the Acting Chief Executive Officer Grant Thorne, and in front of me we have the Acting Director of City Infrastructure Greg Cale, Director of City Futures Christine Costa, Director of Community Development Arden Joseph, Director of Engagement and Partnerships Joseph Tobacco, Director of Business Transformation Sue Vitrovic, and the Executive Manager of Finance Liz Rowland. Councillors, as there are no apologies tonight, we'll move directly to the election of Mayor for the period of 2019-20. And so, in accordance with our meeting procedure local law, I'll now call upon the Chief Executive Officer to preside over the election of Mayor for 2019-2020.
Councillors, I call for nominations for the position of Mayor for the 2019/2020 mayoral year.
I'd like to nominate Councillor Riley.
Councillor Abood has nominated Councillor Riley. Will you accept that nomination, Councillor Riley? Are there any other nominations?
I'd like to nominate Councillor Tapanos.
Councillor Yildiz nominated Councillor Tapanos. Do you accept that nomination, Councillor Tapanos? Okay. Are there any other nominations? All right. So there are no further nominations. As we have 2 nominations for the role of Mayor, I will conduct a vote. Please note, voting will be by show of hands, and to be elected Mayor, the nominee must receive the majority of the votes of all councillors present. If there is a tied vote, the result will be determined by lot. That is, the 2 nominated councillors will be asked, in alphabetical order, to draw from a box. The councillor who draws the word elected will be declared Mayor. The voting is undertaken in the order of the nominations. All those voting for Councillor Riley, please raise your hands. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 votes. So 5 votes for Councillor Riley. All those voting for Councillor Tapanos, please raise your hands. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 votes for Councillor Tapanos. Given that there is a majority of votes, I declare that Councillor Tapanos is duly elected as Mayor of Moreland City Council for the 2019-2020 mayoral year. Congratulations to Councillor Tapanos. I'd now like to invite the new Mayor to receive the mayoral chains and to take his place as Chair of tonight's meeting and to make the ceremonial mayoral speech. Ladies and gentlemen, the Mayor of Moreland for 2019-2020, Councillor Tapanos.
Thank you and welcome to one and all. I'd like to acknowledge that this meeting is being held on the lands of the Wurundjeri Woi-wurrung people. I would like to pay my respects to their elders, past, present and emerging, and welcome any elders here with us today. Wurundjeri Woi-wurrung people have been here for tens of thousands of years. Our First Nations people represent the oldest continuing cultures in the world, and I acknowledge their cultural heritage, relationship with country, and the contribution they make to the life of our city. I would also like to acknowledge here today the Federal Member for Wills, Peter Khalil, the State Member for Brunswick, Tim Reid, former Mayor, Samantha Ratnam, MLC, and the leader of the Australian Greens. Welcome, Samantha. It's good to see you in this venue again. And of course, some former mayors, Joe Caputo, Mark Higginbotham, Joe Ficarra, and anyone else that has served at Moreland City Council, either as a mayor or a councillor before. But to my fellow councillors, council officers and residents of Moreland and friends, once more welcome here. I am proud and honoured to stand here as the elected mayor of this great, vibrant and diverse city. Being elected as mayor is a great privilege. It is also a great honour and responsibility. And I thank my fellow councillors for placing their trust in me to lead this council in 2020. I commit myself to serving the people of Moreland with energy, pride and integrity. I am determined to lead Moreland City Council in achieving the aspirations of our community, whilst acknowledging that I represent the collective viewpoint of our 11 elected councillors who share equally in the decision-making process. Together, we are a team. We all have unique talents and perspectives, and we all are committed to serving the best interests of the Moreland community. Councillors, I pledge to you and to all present tonight that we will work together as a team to deliver for our community in the final year of our term. To all previous Moreland mayors who contributed their own unique achievements, I thank you for your contribution to our city. In particular to the outgoing mayor, Councillor Natalie Aboud, I acknowledge you brought a great deal of energy to the role and you put your heart and soul into everything you did as mayor. Thank you for your hard work and enthusiasm, and congratulations on a successful mayoral year. I would also like to acknowledge outgoing Deputy Mayor, Councillor Mark Riley. I'm also pleased to be able to serve on a council with former mayors John Kavanagh, Councillor Helen Davidson and Councillor Yildiz. Your experience, support and friendship will be a source of strength, and I look forward to working with you and all councillors to deliver for our community. Next year marks the final year of this council term. It is fair to say the last few years have been challenging, and council has not always got it right. People must always be at the centre of our decision making. This is your council. Our job is to make decisions in your interests. Ideologically driven decision making may leave some people behind and result in loss of community confidence. But tonight, I commit to bringing the team together to refocus and commit to our core responsibility, delivering for you, our community. Council is and always has been the closest tier of government to people. Residents now rightly expect to be consulted and listened to. As part of the decision-making process, it is incumbent on Council to listen, act and deliver on the basic things that matter most. This means roads, rates and rubbish, but it also means looking after those in our community, providing essential services like Meals on Wheels so many older Australians can stay in their homes longer. And at the other end of the scale, the baby boom means that our maternal and child health service is busier than ever. Immunisation, working with and advocating for young people and providing for those with a disability are critical functions of local governments. The Moreland community has always been proudly diverse and multicultural. My own background reflects the diversity of the city I now lead. My parents migrated to Australia from Greece with very little money and no knowledge of the English language. They settled in Brunswick and worked hard to contribute to their new country they now call home. People like my parents continue to arrive in Moreland, bringing their food, their dress, their languages and their customs, and with each arrival enhancing the richness of our lives and our community. We welcome migrants from around the world to Moreland, and we encourage them to have a say about how our city develops. We will engage with every corner of our diverse community, including non-English speaking communities, and consult you before big decisions are made. We will soon announce our new online community consultation platform, Conversations Moreland, which will be a great opportunity for the community to give feedback, collaborate and get more involved with Council and its decision-making process. Our municipality is changing. Our population is projected to grow by 43,000 people, 18,000 households by 2036. We want to better manage the effects of a growing population, taking into account what greater densification means, not just for neighbourhoods, but immediate areas. Just as Moreland is changing, so is our climate. The planning we do today has to help create a sustainable, livable future in a municipality that will become hotter and more densely populated. We need to make wise decisions, not just for the now, but into the future. I know that many of our citizens are concerned about the rate of change and quality of development in our city. We expect developments in Moreland to be of high quality, accessible to all people, environmentally sustainable, and stay within the designated height limits. Getting this right is vital, not just to restore community confidence in planning decisions, but also because it affects the long-term shape of Moreland. We want to increase the amount of open space, especially in areas that are experiencing high levels of development and need it the most. Because open space is essential to create a livable city, we want to ensure every resident in Moreland lives within walking distance to a park. The level crossing at Coburg is one of Melbourne's most dangerous, holding up over 40,000 cars every day. Several years of campaigning by previous Moreland mayors, including myself, we are delighted to now see the level crossings will be removed in Moreland. In May 2017, I was quoted in The Age newspaper as saying, "Bring Skyrail to the north," and I'm pleased the state government yesterday awarded the contract for the level crossing removal at Bell Street, Munro Street, Renard Street and Moreland Road. But this project won't just make Moreland safer and cut congestion on our roads. It will also create over 2.5 kilometres worth of brand new open space, 125 new bike parking spaces and 3 times the number of trees planted along the corridor. Although this is a state government project, we have an important advocacy role to play in order to get the best possible outcome for our community. We look forward to these dangerous level crossings going in 2020 and also Glenroy Road in 2022. And all the while, we have to plan for our much-loved and important community services such as our swimming pools, arts, festivals, sports and recreation spaces, our libraries, kindergartens and the services for our young people and seniors. Council will continue to plan and deliver results in each of these areas to the highest possible levels. So, what is in store for the next 12 months? Well, to begin with, we have a new CEO. Now, Kathy's not here with us, but I'd like to introduce Kathy Henderson, our new CEO, who comes to Moreland with a wealth of local government experience at Waverley, Port Phillip and Darebin councils. Kathy will officially take up the role in December, and help implement our strategic plan and deliver on the key priorities of this council over the next 5 years. We will be continuing the work we have started across major projects, the strategic plan to make Moreland connected, progressive and responsible. We will continue creating new parks for our communities who need it most, and I'm very much looking forward to opening 2 new parks mid next year. These brand new spaces at Tinning Street and West Street in Brunswick, the consultation is happening right now. Concept plans are available for the public to view, and I must say the concept plans do look fantastic. We will continue to upgrade our existing open spaces as well, enhance sporting facilities and children's playgrounds. I will ask that we bring forward money in the budget for the implementation of the precinct plans for Charles Mudden Reserve in Fawkner and Fleming Park in Brunswick East. We will continue to support recycling and our food and garden organic collection service, encouraging more and more residents to put food scraps in the green bin so we can have it turned into compost. We will continue to support our traders and small businesses, particularly on Sydney Road. We want to create more jobs in Moreland so people can live and work locally. We will continue the Wheatsheaf Community Hub project with construction to start later this financial year and be completed by 2021, and begin preparations for Saxon Street Community Hub. There's no doubt Moreland is a great place to live, work and raise a family, but we know there's more work to be done. Next year marks 20 years of friendship between Moreland and Alayu in Timor-Leste. On the 4th of May in the year 2000, a Memorandum of Understanding was signed by Shinana Guzmail with the local government of Hume and Moreland. Next year, I will not be taking the mayoral car. But to celebrate this friendship agreement, I ask that councillors to instead allocate money that would have been allocated for the mayoral car to scholarships for children in Alayu to help them realise their ambitions and support the development of their society in a sustainable way. I would like to give many thanks to my friends in the Australian Labor Party and the Australian Workers' Union, many of whom are here tonight. And to my family, who are also here, thank you for your encouragement and support. This mayoral term represents the last year of the council term, with the next local government elections at the end of 2020. Whilst this period can sometimes be one of intense political activity, I call on councillors to hold firm to the core nature of our roles, which is to work together for the benefit of the Moreland community. I know this team of councillors is up to the challenge, and I look forward to working with them, council staff and community to make Moreland an even better city. Because after all, we are one community, proudly diverse. Thank you. We'll get straight into the business of this evening. So, councillors, under the Council's meeting procedure, Local Law 2018, Council needs to determine to have the position of Deputy Mayor for the same year as the mayoral term. So I would like to ask for a motion to establish the role of Deputy Mayor for the year 2019-2020 mayoral year. I have a mover, Councillor Abood, and a seconder, Councillor Kavanagh. I'll put that to the vote unless there is discussion. Right. All those in favour? All those against? I declare that carried unanimously. Okay, I will now hand over to our acting CEO to conduct the vote for the Deputy Mayor. Thank you. Grant.
Councillors, I call for nominations for the position of Deputy Mayor for the 2019-2020 mayoral year. Councillor Riley.
I'd like to nominate Councillor Natalie Abood for the Deputy Mayor.
Councillor Abood, do you accept that nomination?
Yes.
Are there any other nominations?
I would like to nominate Councillor Oscar Yildiz.
Councillor Tavernos has nominated Councillor Yildiz. Do you accept that nomination, Councillor Yildiz?
Yes.
Are there any other nominations for Deputy Mayor? Okay, so there are 2 nominations. Similar to the mayoral vote, the voting will be by show of hands. So all those voting for Councillor Abood, please raise your hands. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 votes for Councillor Abood. All those voting for Councillor Yildiz, raise your hands. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, sorry. I'll do that again. For all those voting for Councillor Yildiz, raise your hands. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 votes for Councillor Yildiz. As a councillor has the majority of votes, I declare Councillor Yildiz duly elected as Deputy Mayor of Moreland City Council for the 2019-2020 mayoral year. Congratulations, Councillor Yildiz.
And I've just noticed, I should also acknowledge who I've just noticed, my good friend and former Mayor Megan Hopper, who's with us this evening, and former Councillor Joe Connellan as well. So welcome to Moreland. My apologies for not acknowledging you earlier. So now it's time to make a presentation to the outgoing Mayor. I would like to invite, and Deputy Mayor as well, I would like to invite Councillor Mark Riley, the outgoing Deputy Mayor, and thank him for his contribution to our city. I would also like to thank and call up on the stage Councillor Natalie Abood, the outgoing Mayor, and thank her for her role as Mayor. And I'll call upon Councillor Natalie Abood to say a few words.
I'd just like to say thank you, Moreland. You've been amazing.
Thank you, and I think that sums it up perfectly. So I declare the council meeting officially closed and welcome everybody to stay for some light refreshments. Thank you.